The next grammar rule that we'll be looking at is learning what adjective clauses are and learning what adverb clauses are, learning how they function in a sentence, and how to differentiate between adjective and adverb clauses. Why is this important? One, it's important so that you know the different parts of a sentence, and in the future that will help so that you know how to punctuate them. Also, using these types of clauses will help you to make your writing more descriptive and will cause you to use more advanced ways of writing sentences. So here, if you just look at this first sentence here, you have two simple sentences. The doctor examined the patient. The patient had fallen from a cliff. It's a very simple way to write. By knowing about adjective and adverb clauses, you could create one more complex sentence out of these two simple sentences. So that's why we're going to learn about adjective and adverb clauses. So let's look at adverb clauses first. I'm just going to read what it says here. Adverb clauses are always dependent clauses. They modify a verb, adjective, or adverb in the independent clause. Modify is a word that means change or go into more detail about something. So these usually begin with a subordinate conjunction. Subordinate conjunctions are as follows. They can be after, although, as if, all the way through that list in front of you. So what this practice asks you to do is to underline the adverb clause. What I'd like you to do in your notes is just to write down the adverb clause and then to circle in your adverb clause what the subordinate conjunction is. So if you look at number 1, it says, we keep our bread in the fridge so that it doesn't go bad. So you want to think about, do you see a subordinate conjunction? And you do. So that begins your adverb clause. So that it doesn't go bad is your adverb clause. What does it modify? It tells you about keeping, why the bread is kept in the fridge. Number 2, if the manager is unable to help, try the assistant manager. Look for a subordinate conjunction. You have one. If the manager is unable to help. Check, is this dependent? If the manager is unable to help? Yes, it is. Does it modify an verb, adjective, or adverb in the independent clause? Yes, it tells us when or why to try the assistant manager. Only if the manager is unable to help. So that is what an adverb clause is. Please go through and practice adverb clauses. Next, your adjective clause is very similar, except your adjective clause modifies a noun in the independent clause. Again, adjective clauses are always dependent, and they always begin with the relative pronoun. Relative pronouns are that, which, what, who, whom, and whose. And so again, what I want you to do here in your notes is I would like you to write the adjective clause out and then circle the relative pronoun. So in number 1, I like a leader who listens to his men. You can find the relative pronoun. It's who listens to his men, who being the relative pronoun, the adjective clause being who listens to his men. What does it modify? It modifies the noun of leader. It talks about what type of leader you like. Look at number 2. The dog, which I love dearly, was hit by a truck last night. Look for a relative pronoun. There is which. That starts your adjective clause. So your adjective clause being which I loved dearly. Which I love dearly. What does that modify? It modifies the noun dog. All right. So this week, we're going to practice differentiating between adjective clauses and adverb clauses. And eventually what I'd like you to do is to use adjective and adverb clauses as you are writing. So you can use this adjective clause practice sheet here to help you do that, to make more complex sentences, and you can write in your own notes using adjective and adverb clauses as well.